Is it the schools that are to blame? Betty, you were a school teacher, you said, for how many years?
30 years.
30 years in the public school system.
In the public school
Schools are to blame, yes?
No, schools are not
okay.
to blame. There is so much pressure on teachers to teach, as some people mentioned earlier, teaching to a test, teaching the math, teaching the reading, because that's where the scores are going to get the funding for school districts.
I don't buy this test stuff, the teaching to the test being the cause of the decline of American education at all. The reason they impose these tests is because the scores had been conspicuously declining in whatever format they've been testing since 1964 in the post-Sputnik high water mark of American SAT scores. I went to a grade school with 60-something kids in my class. And what we did is we did our times tables, we did long division, and by the time we reached high school, we had our basics. And by the time we reach college, we can make decisions as to what kind of field we want to go into. If you don't have those basics, it doesn't matter what you're doing in class or how excited you are or how energized you are. American school kids are as excited and energized and filled with self-esteem as any kids in the world. It's just they can't do long division.
What's the difference between the teachers you had and the teachers today?
When I was in school, the teachers had to, well, first of all, they had to keep order, which is that many kids, but you sat down and you did your times tables, and you had to learn your times tables. You had to learn your long division. You had to learn how to add and subtract. You had to all do it in your head or do it on paper. And then by the time you graduated, you had good basic skills. I'm working right now with a couple of charter schools I'm doing research on in California. All minority schools, inner city Oakland. The new principal comes in, he throws out all the computers. He says, first thing, 90 minutes each day, language skills. 90 minutes next, right after that, math skills. If you have to go see a doctor, you better do it in the afternoon. In 5 years, he's gone from the lowest scores in the Bay Area to the highest scores for a grade school. There's not a white kid in that class.
Chris.
And I think a lot of it goes back to the very basics, even beyond school, that you're not going to learn long division, you're not going to learn anything if your parents are not holding you responsible for this. And if you are not getting the sort of pressure to be a good student. I observe people my age and their kids. They're busy and they've got lots of things going on and they're making sure that their kids have this full and wonderful life and they're involved in 36 different activities. And it's like, okay, soccer is fun, but in the long run, can they do division? How long did they spend with homework? Did you check it?